There. Okay. Now, so we're recording now. Again, good morning, everyone. All right. So we're recording today's class para dun sa mga hindi makaka-attend para alam din nila yung mangyayari. All right. So for today, we are going to discuss chiaroscuro. All right. So why this? Why did I make this PowerPoint for? Ayan na si Anaheim. Admit. All right. Okay, sakto. Let's wait for her video to load. All right, she's connecting her audio. Let's go, Anaheim. Dun, 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 dun. Oops. Oops. You can now spotlight. Okay. Hello, Anaheim. All right, I think, ayan. Thank you. All right, so once again, good morning, everyone. All right, so today we are going to discuss chiaroscuro. Let me just, there. All right, so chiaroscuro. Wait lang. Use presenter view. All right. Tita Foy, ano pong nakikita niyo sa screen niyo? Is it like a
I
lot
can,
of just
yeah.
one slide?
Um, no, I can see all the slides
You can see
underneath.
all the
So
slides.
one,
Okay.
yeah. So it's your screen.
Yeah, it's my
Uh,
actual screen. Okay, never mind. I
yeah.
won't do that. Ayan, yan na lang. Ayan pa. All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
All right. So, ayan. So let's continue. All right. So what is chiaroscuro? Chiaroscuro is a Renaissance artists manufactured the term chiaroscuro to describe how light and dark can imply depth and volume. Alright? Ayan, kasi napansin ko sa homework nating lahat na um, need natin mag-improve sa shading pa. Alright? Okay tayo sa mga lines, sa mga hatching, cross-hatching, pointillism. But then, pagdating sa shading, ayan, doon na tayo nahihirapan. Alright? So, I want to concentrate there. Alright? And again, what is chiaroscuro? It describes us how light and dark can imply depth and volume. Because drawing is just an illusion, right? Hindi naman siya totoo. Pero how can we make it look realistic? By adding depth and volume. Alright. So the word chiaroscuro is a combination of two Italian words. Okay? That means light and dark. Okay? So chiaro means clear or light. Oscuro meaning obscure or dark. Alright? Did everyone get that? Yes. Alright. So let's move on to the before I move on to the next slide, I want to show you examples. So pen. Okay. Oops, no. Wait lang. Laser. Ayan. So as you can see here, diba? As you can see here, this is a sphere. All right? This is a photograph of a sphere wherein the artist can practice copying the sphere. Pang-practice din po yan on how to draw and shade the shadows. All right? So magde-differ lang yung shadows and highlights depending on your light source. I'll talk about that more in a while. So ayan. So that's why in the middle circle, mas makikita nyo clearer yung shadow niya. Tama po? Yeah, kasi at saka iba yung angle ng shadow niya kasi nag-ibang angle yung source of light niya. So same with the cube. Okay? So syempre mag-iiba ang itsura ng shading depending on the surface of your subject. In this case, this cube has flat sides, right? So yung shading niya, yung shadow is just flat. All right? Unlike sa circle na unlike sa sphere na very curved, so yung shading mo what do you call this? May value. All right? Ayan, nagshi-shift. Do you have any questions? Did everyone understand it? All right. Very good. Okay. Now let's move on to light source and shadow. So what is a light source? So light source is a light projected onto the object or figure that creates lights, darks, and casts shadows. All right. Your source of light may be the sun, the moon, a light through a window, or an artificial light. All right. So can you give me some examples of light sources? Raise your hand before you can answer, please. Okay, King, give me an example. Wait, unmute ka muna, King.
Bakit naka-unmute?
Ayan
Sino
po,
ka
okay na
maliit?
po. What's
Lamp.
your answer, King? Lamp. Very good, King. Very good. Let's give
Very
you clap. Very good, King. Oh, how about the others? Can you give me examples of other sources of light? Oh, Caris.
Sa door.
Sa door.
Sun.
Sa sun. All right. Very good, Caris. The sun. I know you like drawing the sun, right? In your artworks. How about Anaheim? Can you give me an example of a light source? I'll unmute you.
Light. Shadow.
Shadow.
And
No, a source of light. What is an example of a light source? Saan nanggagaling ang ilaw?
bomb.
Lamp. Okay, nabigay na yun ni King. Can you give another example? Wala. Baka mahina yung signal. Sige. Okay na yung lamp. Or how about Brian? Can you give me an example of a light source? I'll unmute you. Brian? Brian is mommy with you. Brian. Sige. Wag na lang muna. Who else? Okay. Si Aldo. Aldo, can you give me an example of a light source? Unmute. Ayan. Click. Ayan.
The sun. The source of light may be the sun, the moon, a light through a window, or an artificial light.
All right. So, okay, that's good. You read my very good. Very good. Wait, let's give you a clap. All right. So, I'll mute you again. Thank you for your answers, guys. All right. So, tama po. Tama kayong lahat. Ayan. So, bakit important ang light source? Kasi yung light source ang nagde-determine where the shadow is and where the highlight. Yes, and the highlight is. So, then. So, example here, as you can see, diba, this is a light source. So, the light source in this example is a lamp. All right? So, yun yung example given by King and Anaheim. All right? So, ito yung light niya, diba? Nagta-travel siya here in your subject. Right? The subject right now is a ball. So, there is your highlight, the lightest part, and then there's a light and then shadow, reflected light, and cast shadow. Don't worry, I will explain more in a while. All right, next slide. Oh yeah, again, before I move on to the next slide, do you have any questions? Clarifications? Gets naman? All right, so I'll move Bakit ayaw? Ayan. Alright. So, for shadows, we have two types. Alright, we have two types of shadows. We have the cast shadow, and a form shadow. Alright, so what's the difference between the cast and the form shadow? So, the cast shadow is when an object blocks a light source, it casts a shadow. So, a shadow is not a solid shape, but it varies in tone and value. So, this is the cast shadow. The cast shadow is a shadow being made by the subject. All right? And then the form shadows are subtle shadows essential for creating the illusion of volume, mass, and depth. So, form shadow is the shadow inside or around the surface of your subject. Naiintindihan po ba? Yeah? Does that make sense? So again, we have two types of shadows, cast shadows and form shadows. Form shadows is on the surface of your subject, and the cast shadow is the shadow being casted by the subject. All right? Do you understand it? Do you have any questions? Clarifications? Wala? All right. So let's move on to the next slide. All right. So if the shadow has two types, highlights also have two types. All right. So two types of of highlights. All right. So the first type of highlight is just highlight. So highlight is the lightest spot wherein the light strikes the subject in exactly the middle of the light side between the shadow edge and the edge of the object. All right? So again, the highlight yun yung unang-unang area. So it is the lightest portion, and also yun yung unang-unang area na nahihit nung light source. All right? That is why it is the lightest side of the object. And then next is the light middle tones. So light middle tones are the closest shade to the highlights. It is not to be confused with midtone or middle tone. Wrong spelling yung midtone. Dapat ganyan. Midtown. All right. So, ayan. So, highlight, again, is the lightest part. And then, light middle tone is the tone surrounding, you see that? Surrounding the highlight. All right. So, do you have any questions? Wala? Clarifications? Parang wala. Okay. Sige. Let's move. Ayan. So, these are samples, other examples. So, in this example, example number 1, you can see that we only have one light source, and it is in this angle, right? And as you can see, the light source is very near. Okay? If the light source is near, the shadows being casted and formed are very high in contrast. Hindi siya shaded like this one, right? Yan. So, example number 2 naman. Number 2 has two light sources. Light source 1 and light source 2. And then because it has two light sources, it is creating two shadows. So there are two cast shadows and there are two form shadows. All right? And then the third example, example number 3, the light source, this one, ang laki 'di ba? Kasi it's so far away na light lang yung shadows and highlights na nagagawa niya. All right? So, you can test this out if you have a flashlight with you. Not right now ha, like later. You can look at your face in the mirror and then you shine a light to your face. Pag malayo yung shadow, pag malayo yung light source, okay yung shadow. Pag malapit yung light source, very scary yung shadows. All right? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So, do you have any questions? Wala? Clarifications? Wala. Okay. Puro thumbs up. All right. So let us move on. Ayan. So these are just more examples of light source, cast shadows, and axis. So this is when everything comes together. Kasi when we were discussing them a while ago, it was just light source lang, cast shadows lang, and then yung axis. Axis is the angle of the light source, right? So as you can see here, in this example, right? In this example, you can see that the light source is in the middle. And then the apples, right? The apples are in different angles. All right? So as you can see, apple number 1, all right? Apple number 1, hindi mo masyado kita yung highlight niya kasi it is in front. And what you are seeing right now is just the back. That is why you only see the cast shadow, right? The cast shadow and the form shadow, right? And then example number apple number 2, I'll call this number 2. Okay, so ang highlight niya is found in this area kasi it is facing the highlight, the light source, I'm sorry. And then in this case naman, in this apple, nandito naman yung highlight niya kasi ito yung area facing the light source. So, same for number 3, apple number 3. Dito ang highlight because of the light source and also yung shadow nandito, right? And then same lang, as you can see here, nandito yung highlight, nandito yung highlight for apple number 4. Now, apple number 5. Ayan. So, you can only see the cast shadow, right? Kasi you cannot see the form shadow anymore kasi it's at the back. What you are seeing right now is the front of the apple, right? Ayan. So, ito yung highlight. Alright? So, this is why the angle or the axis of your light source is important. Alright? Gets po ba? Alright. Now, let's move on. Ayan. So, not only does your relationship with, not only does the relationship of your light source depend on your subject, but the subject also depends on like another subject. In this case, this ball in relation to the ground, right? So you have two things na. Okay? Kasi syempre kapag may katabi na yung ball nyo or yung subject nyo, magka-cast shadow rin siya doon sa other subject. Alright? And also, ayan, so in this case, as you can see, very close sila. There is no gap in between the ball and the ground. That is why the shadow here is very dark. And then now, the ball is in mid-air. Alright? It's not touching. It is not touching the ground. So as you can see, the shadow got lighter. And then so the further away you are from the ground, in this case for the ball, the lighter the shadow gets. All right? Gets po ba? All right. So next slide. All right. So what now? Ano na? Activity time. Ayaw mag-move. Ayan. All right. So for your asynchronous activity, I want you to create, okay, using a ruler, I want you to create 3 by 3 inches squares. All right? So, yung square nyo, 3 inches by 3 inches. All right? Hindi siya 1 by 1 like last time. Okay, so you have to make 7 squares. Why? because you need, and then after that, you copy the lines inside of the boxes. So in this case, yung line dito pa ganyan, and then dito square within a square. All right? And then, using blending technique, I want you to shade letter B. All right? The squares. Oops. Ala. Wait lang. Nawala. Sorry. Ayan, ayan. All right. So where were we again? Then. All right. So here. So kumbaga, kokopyahin nyo yung lines kay column A and then yung shading kay column B. All right? Ayun. And then same lang. Okay, it's not September. It's on October. All right. So the file name, so very good job to the parents. I think I received everyone's email this time. Yes. Si Brian lang yung late, pero okay lang kasi ang dami niyang ginawa. All right. So ano bang date this coming Sunday? I don't have my phone.
It's 26.
26. Thank you, Tita Foy. So, oops. What is happening? Alright, so I'm just opening my Photoshop. Oops. Para I can draw with you. Ayan, Miss Linda is going back.
Two battles sa tinakang panamdaman, pero yung balik sabihan. Yung balik sabihan.
Hi, Miss Linda.
Hi, is everybody there now?
Si Anaheim po, hindi po makaka-join ulit. She's having internet problems. But I was able to, ano naman po, to discuss
They're
the
reconnecting.
lecture. They're reconnecting. Okay po. Ayan.
Okay,
So
sige.
we
Good, good.
have 2 students po na we're waiting pa.
Okay, I'm just here, okay?
Apa.
Sige, Noel, i-text mo niya ka na ako, ang address, ne? Okay.
Okay, sorry. I'll have to mute Miss Linda. All right. So, ayan. Ayan. So, I think, I believe everyone has their own copy of the activity. I will now share my Photoshop instead of, wait lang. Nasaan yung Photoshop ko? Nawala. Yeah, instead of, okay. Nasa kabilang screen. Wait a minute. Share screen, Photoshop. There you go. Yeah, so remember this. This was our activity last time. All right, so I'll just have to create a new layer. Hi, Anaheim.
Good morning po.
Good morning.
Teacher Man. Good morning, Teacher Man. Teacher Mel.
Yes, hi. All right. Oh, I'll mute yung, okay. Nag-mute na siya. All right. All right. So, again, let's review on the instructions. Wait, screenshot, Photoshop. There, ayan. So, we have a copy of the instructions. Ayan. So, again, we zoom in. All right. So, again, using a ruler, I want you to create 3 by 3 inches. So, please use your rulers. Ayan. 3 by 3 inches of squares na 7 pieces. And then Number 2 is you need to copy the lines inside the boxes. Please refer to column A. So as you can see, our squares have different shapes inside. So in this case, the square over here, like the first two squares are just squares. And then the third square has a diagonal line over here. And then the fourth square has two smaller squares inside of it. And then the fifth square has a circle inside, just like the sixth square. Sorry, the seventh square. And then the sixth one also has a circle, but this time it has another circle inside. All right. So you need to copy those lines inside of the squares again under column A, and then for column B, okay, so kumbaga you'll just copy the blending shading technique. All right. Ah, may lamok. Sorry. All right. So do you have any questions? Ayan. So, ayan. So don't worry, I will draw with you. Okay, I will do my best. Okay, in this case, I'll cheat na kasi Photoshop. So, square. Yeah, so this is the first square. So, for the first square, it's just the blending, right? From dark to light. All right, so color black. Oh, ang bilis si teacher, no? Okay, let me fix the opacity and the flow. My pen is too dark. Ayan. So, kita nyo po, oh, diba? Very, very fast. Okay, next square. All right. Ito naman, this time, two shadings yan. So, shadings coming to the left and to the right. Make sure that the middle has the highlight. So, magmumukha siyang cylinder. Ayan. And again, teacher, lumagpas ako. Oh, just use the eraser. Alright. Ayan. Ayan. So, unti-unti ko dinadagdagan yung shadows. There you go. Yeah, so it's like a draw with me. Yan. Okay, now box number... Okay, wait. Alright, box number 2. I don't know, number 3. Wait lang, I need to move this. And the other, this one. There you go. Alright, so I'll make another square. Alright, now, on the third box, okay, we have a diagonal line in the middle. But as you can see, nagmi-meet rin halfway yung shading nila. So what you can do there, saan yung brush? Yan. So I'll do the shading muna here, the upper right. So the shading is dark to light. Right? Don't worry, kasi I will erase. Ayan. I will erase the other part. Alright. Now, diagonal tayo. Get your eraser. Oops. Ayan. Let me cheat again. Lasso tool. Ayan. To the erase. Ayan, para you just have an idea. Ayan. And then next, I have to make another mask. So imagine yun na lang na I'm doing this with a pencil, ha? Alright. Create another layer. Brush. Okay, now this time, the dark to light is coming from this part. Yeah, do you see the illusion being created by this? Diba? It doesn't look flat. It looks like it has a crease. The eraser again. And I'm just erasing kasi lumagpas ako sa other side. Mhm. Right, so I'm just fixing it again. So lasso tool. Yan. Alright. Nagigets po ba? Do you have questions? Ayan. So I'll put this on the side first. I want to see you guys. Oops. Pwede kaya to gallery view na malaki. Ayan. Pwede pala. So I can see you guys better. Ayan. Nakikita ko yung bilis ng kamay ni Caris ng pag-shade. Nagiging invisible na yung pencil niya kasi ang bilis. Ayan, very good Anaheim. Si Anaheim din, no? Very good. Continue. Alright, nakikita ko si Caris. Mami Gigi, pang ilang square na po yan? Is that the first or second square? Ah, the second. Okay, okay.
Are we supposed to do it already, teacher?
Yes po. Yes po. At least like the first few boxes po before I leave you uh for the activity, for the asynchronous one. Nice. Good job, Anaheim. Dax, mukhang good job din si Brian na. Hi, Mami Tet. Mommy Gigi, can you make the darker po? What pencil are you using? Still the Mongol. Okay, that's why it's not dark enough. Sige, that's okay for now. For Caris po, practice niya muna yung smooth blending kasi kita pa rin yung dark tsaka yung medium tones. Yeah. All right. Ayan, very good. Practice pa more, Caris. Kailangan malinis ang gawa. All right? Sige. On to the next square. Ayan si Brian. Ay, very good, Brian! Ayan. Mas maganda nakikita ko yung kamay nyo, guys. Ayan, King. Very good si King. Oh, wow! Ayan. Oops. Max, nakita ko yung pag-blend ni Anaheim, biniblend niya with her fingers. That is also another technique. But you have to wash your hands later, Anaheim, ha? Ayan. Alam na ni Anaheim, ah. Very good, King. Oh, lighter. I think everything's too dark. All right. So we have 10 minutes left before I leave you to your activities. All right? Sa nakikita ko naman, continue lang. Continue nyo lang po ang inyong ginagawa. And again, I'm just still online. If you need questions, yeah, you could just message me. I also checked the emails last night and kaninang morning sa mga humabol. I replied to everyone. Please message me if I wasn't able to reply to the others. Si Aldo pala hindi na bumalik. Okay. Di bale, na at least na-explain ko naman sa first part lahat. Alright, so I'll stop sharing for a while. Ayan, para bigger yung screen. Para makita ko kayo lahat ng maayos. Ayan. So before we end our session today, we will have, a screenshot with everyone's artworks. Okay? Finished or not finished, okay lang yan. Alright. Okay, I think they're getting ready for the screenshot na. Sige. Okay, can I please ask everyone to show their artworks? Yeah, so we can have screenshots. All right, I think everyone's ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Another one. Brian, look. Carius, look. All right. Ay, wait, another one. Hide ko pala tong chat. Bakit kita? Para mas malaki. Wait lang, isa
Yeah.
pa. All right, one more. 1, 2, 3. All right, good job. All right, good job, everyone. Please continue working
I
on
love their
your.
smiles.
Yes. Oh, clap, clap.
Yes. I love their smiles.
Yeah. And also their pen control. It's improving. Like I can see it.
Good, Camille.
Thank you, Brian. Oh, you continue working lang, ha?
Linda.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Thank you, teachers.
Bye, Caris. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, kids. Thank you, Caris. Thank you, Brian. Thank you,
Bye,
Anna.
Bye.
Thank you, King.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye,
Bye,
all.
Anaheim. Bye, King.
Bye. Teacher Manny. See you
Bye.
on Monday.
Yeah, see you on Monday, same
Monday again.
time. Don't forget to submit your homeworks, ha? All right,
Monday.
bye-bye.